right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Courtesy Flush. And joining me is Naresar. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'm glad you're actually there because you said you were in the bathroom. I was like, wow, all right, I hope he's here. That's all good. Hey, welcome to Courtesy Flush. And are you ready tonight, Nick, for another fine example of what it is to be a detective in 1899?
I do believe I am ready, yes.
It's funny because every single person we run across has so far been in our way for one reason or another, which we're not certain for, and all of a sudden the game is really loud. This is what we have to look at when we launch the game every time. Yeah, there we go. And I've got the little MT32. So far, Nick, have you found anything to do with a rose tattoo?
No, we still haven't found anything to do with the rose tattoo.
This game so far has been very much, I don't know, like, I like the design. I think it's missing in some content, though. I don't know why. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe I'm just not seeing the whole picture yet. So let's keep playing and see what happens.
Okay, so I'd complained about the train last time. Carpet. Beautiful Persian carpet is partially rolled. The exposed parquet floor is in places severely scratched and stained by more than common shoe leather. Okay. Delts. Circus clowns, pantomime actors, nimble children, and foolhardy adults use these long oak poles with footrests to walk about.
Oh. Are we going to hold the note?
We just got everything here. The sconces, which were originally served by gas, have been wired and fitted with incandescent electric lamps of the SWAM design? SWAM? I don't know. The house is probably entirely electrified.
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh,
we are in a fancy residence.
Electric lights back then would be a trip to see. Like, this whole time you've been reading by candle, and then you look over in this rich person's house, and they're just like 10 p.m., and a light is on, and you're like, what opulence? What great money they must have.
Oil portrait of a vivacious young female dominates the room. Her lustrous red hair is complemented by a creamy complexion, bright blue eyes, and an unaffected smile. If the artist has taken no liberties, she is a striking woman. Doors lead to an exterior hallway and into Portland Place.
Yeah.
Sconces. We'll get to the dude in a second. A hoop. Rigid circular band of metal is balanced against the wall. Obviously, there is a kid around here somewhere. Oh, Blanky.
Something like that, yeah.
Small, tattered, not particularly clean woolen blanket lies crumpled beneath the table. A fragment of its faded bunting is entwined in the lacquered legs.
Yeah. Burn the witch? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, because the electricity. Yeah, look at this guy and his ability to not sit in darkness. Yeah, we showed up at this guy's house and we didn't really say much.
One of the late Earls of Chesterfield, lacking the political ambitions and oratorical abilities of his illustrious predecessors, confined his interest to fashion and furniture. This tightly stuffed leather sofa bears his name. Okay.
So he has his name on the... Hey, how many of y'all have a name on your couch? Like, do you guys, like, other than when you're...
I'm assuming that's more of a style.
Ah.
Oh. Basically, like it's a love seat, but of a particular style or something.
I thought he was, like, cool enough that he had his name embroidered on it.
No, that's why I was confused. Like, wait, the butler's... Why can I click on the butler over here? No, the Chesterfield is apparently the sofa.
The name of the sofa, yeah.
Anyways, Silverbridge, I'm assuming, is one of our possible co-conspirators.
Yeah.
May I have a word with Mr. Silverbridge?
Without prejudice to your religious affiliation, Mr. Holmes, might you have your Christian name?
Holmes will suffice.
If you say so, sir. Please wait here.
Fair enough. All right, Nick, click on things. Take things you're not supposed to. He's left the room. What did we want to steal? I don't think we had I don't think we want. Oh yeah, get it. Steal the bowl.
I don't know if we're stealing the bowl or the lozenges in the bowl, but in any case.
Da-da.
Wait, inventory. Do I?
We got some candy. We got some lozenges.
Okay.
That's kind of the beautiful thing of having a separate music device from the game, is that I could turn this weird high-pitched noise down when I don't want to hear it. Oh, what are you doing, Holmes?
Small sticky fingerprints mar the lower portions of the portrait, and the initials VS have been shakily carved in the soft wood of the clock top. One might conclude that an undisciplined child has unfettered run of the house.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think he returned.
Yes.
What is the problem, Hepplethwaite? Won't he see us?
As it happens, Mr. Silverbridge is indisposed and cannot be disturbed.
You gave him my name?
I did, and he does not know you. Mycroft Holmes, yes, but you, sir, he neither knows nor wishes to include in his acquaintance at present. May I show you to the door?
I can be reached at 221B Baker Street. Please tell him that I am available at his earliest convenience.
You should probably give him your card.
I just tried to scroll, and it occurs to me that this game was probably made... Oh, nope, can't.
Yeah, the game was... Well, I would say scrolls did exist. They just weren't used widely in most applications. I think they were mostly, like, office things.
Okay.
But this game came out in 1996, so yeah, they had scroll wheels. I don't think they were super common. Same with USB.
So I don't see anything that we need else we can do, really. Oh.
Silverbridge has read the newspapers, I presume.
We have. His sympathies to you. The Master anticipates a complete recovery for Chairman Holmes.
That's most reassuring.
Ah, yes. Thank you very much for that.
Where is the child whose toys litter the room?
Master Virgil's habit can be of no concern to you. If that's all, you may leave.
I was going to say, Jotun says the butler walks back into a completely bare room. The walls have holes in them from where the copper wiring has been ripped out. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Steal
so
everything! Hey, Ryder, how's it going, man?
Oh, wait, what?
You're still here? I thought you might have tired of the wait.
What just happened?
I don't know. Well, we weren't invited to that home.
Okay, so Stillbridge residence out. Nothing lower right. I'm assuming we're eventually going to have to do something in this screen.
Yeah, that's a part of London.
One of those of like...
Well, wait, isn't that where the isn't one of these like the London Tower somewhere over there? Where's the London Tower actually? It might be north of there.
No.
Look.
Know if I would
the
know
London Tower exists in this video game.
Site.
Yeah, it exists in this video. This looks like a Sim City map of London.
I'm wondering
I like
because
it.
I'm pretty sure this is Tower Bridge.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this is that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Could be Tower of London there. Anyways.
Hepplethwaite is a single-cell organism. Yeah. That's cool.
Who did we visit last time?
I agree. Estabinante, that man. You're right. We should Estabinante.
Tax collector.
Oh, hey, it's Kai. Thanks for the courtesy,
This
Kai.
was the one we were at last time.
May I leave my card with you?
I'm not his personal secretary, Mr. Holmes.
Nor did I presume it. Perhaps you could send a note to 221B Baker Street when he returns.
I suppose I might. I'll tell him you were here.
I would be grateful for your trouble.
Okay, we're there. Obviously, this is the one we have.
How may I
been to
help
yet.
you, gentlemen?
I am Sherlock Holmes. Might I have a word with Lord Lawton, please?
Wow.
Might I say, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Holmes, and Dr. Watson, I presume. I'll see if his lordship is at home.
Hey, a fan.
Wait, somebody who actually knows us and is maybe helpful?
On the toilet for this
Yes.
one. Hey, Boat Bomber, how's it going? Yeah, we're currently trying to solve this really obscure mystery. So far, everywhere we go. No, Watson. Yes, you can play the main theme. Finish the rest of the song, dude. Dun da 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 dun da 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 dun 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 da 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 da. Let me just turn up the music. Yeah, I got a separate little music device called MT32.
Would you
running the
describe
audio.
me as a tactful person, Watson?
That is not the first adjective that springs to mind, though you might learn tact. Dame Experience is the best teacher, though we often suffer by her tutelage.
Hey, Digiman, how's it going?
Why are we feeding furniture? Okay, so we're hitting dusty furniture.
Many of the room's furnishings would benefit from strenuous applications of cleaning solvent and or elbow grease. The dingy portraits depict classic Vikings, square-chinned, long-headed, and fair. They are likely Lawton's ancestors. Their shared characteristics are so dominant, one wonders, despite the claims of science, if they had mothers. What? Holmes has such, like, biting commentary on every single person he sees. He just goes like, look at this fool walking down the street, but he does it in such a, like, 1899 British way. Oh, another settee, huh? The Queen Anne style couch, more an a la mode of the previous generation, is serviceable. He doesn't really like. Oh, take the album next. Steal his family photos. We might need that. The album is locked. Some scratches are visible around the simple lock. Someone was very careless with the key or tried to force the clasp with another implement. Oh, hit. Oh,
No, we did that earlier. That was the
Ah.
dusty.
Dude, I thought you were going to bang on it. All right, you want to go with that one?
Oh, good grief.
It's Aubusons
choose
and
something-
Garrods. Yeah, Aubusons and Garrods, in case you're wondering.
Okay, cover portions of the parquet floor. Age has somewhat dimmed their colors, but a vigorous wash and brush would partially restore their erstwhile brilliance. Piano. The cabinet of this ebony grand glistens. Unlike much of the room, the piano shows evidence of regular polishing. A neat red box sits beside the music stand.
Ooh. Oh, let's take it.
Oh, we can't take it, but we can look.
Yes. See, this is what I'm saying, man. We can make FMV games. Look at this is they made this back then with the most archaic technology possible, and it looks pretty darn good. These days, we could put this together much easier than they did.
Delicate box is covered in red silk. It is new and unmarked. Such boxes are often used by jewelers. Interesting.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at the music. What song are they playing? The new Cherrywood music stand suggests that the pianist often accompanies at least one other musician or vocalist. Ah, so it's like a duet kind of thing. If you steal a man's family photos, you steal his family's vacation. Oh my God, you're right. Mr. Tex, in the case of the stolen guns. Mr. Tex, in the case of the stolen corn uprighted.
Dissonant music and the distinctive click of ivory billiard balls are uttered.
He's not gonna see you. He's back there smoking and joking, dude. He's just waiting for you to leave. This is the 1899 equivalent of ghosting.
These fitted peg stairs to the Holmes' private rooms are superbly crafted. Their elegance notwithstanding, a good scrub and polish would not come amiss.
This
We
looks
can
like,
climb, though.
I'll be quite honest, this area looks like one of the back hallways in the Spencer Mansion in Resident Evil 1. It's got that kind of look to it. Oh. Heard you sneaking around up there.
Do you require constant supervision, Mr. Holmes?
Sorry, just curious.
Lord Lawton regrets that he is not at home. You may leave your card if you wish.
He regrets he's not at home? You might want to also talk to Watson too, because we've been kind of missing out on this guy. He's been watching these guys pretty closely.
I am always available at 221B Baker Street.
Is there a fireplace in the corner? I don't think that's a...
Why
You're
have
right,
some
it
of the
is.
furnishings been allowed to deteriorate?
Want of money, of course. The present Lord's personal habits have impoverished us and ruined our reputation.
I'm sorry, Jenkins. It must be a sore trial for you.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Tex in the case of the Infernal Amusement Park. Yeah, well, that's not much of a case. We know who did that one. You've probably talked about the case. Bet the Burt in the backyard. Yeah, exactly. I, too, often regret not being home when I am not.
The house is rather gone to seed.
Is it unseemly to wonder at the causes of its decline?
On the contrary, it would be unnatural not to. The details could be quite delicious. The decline appears to have been precipitous.
There may have been tragedy or financial misadventure. It would be indecent to speculate.
Rubbish. Few human activities are so banal as to be undeserving of healthy curiosity. Reversal of fortune is by definition interesting.
He's got a point. Maybe he might turn it around.
Is there any expression more infuriating and idiotic than that one?
What are you rattling about, Holmes?
At home, that's what. Ridiculous locution. He either tells us that Lawton's at home, which we already know, or claims that Lawton is not at home, which is demonstrably false. The whole business makes a liar of him, and fools of us.
Calm yourself. It's merely a social convention.
Well, it's daft, and more inconvenient than most of those ridiculous relics. If the man won't see us in, what's wrong with plain English?
I'm on the side with Holmes on that one. That guy's kind of being rude.
Nope, nothing.
Did Watson have anything else to say? Or is that just it? Because I know that sometimes new things pop
Yeah.
up.
That's it. Okay.
Did you show me your
well,
business card?
I did.
All right.
Where's exit? Stage right? I never know which
Interesting.
way is stage left and right. I can never remember if it's as you're facing the audience or as the audience is facing you. Anyways,
It's usually you facing the audience. At least that's what I thought. But maybe I'm just backwards. I've always,
don't know.
even though I
Like,
worked back
never
there
just-
for so long, I always reversed it every single time. So I was like, no, that left. I'm like, oh. Looks like somebody tied their thing to the post there.
Any dubious goings-on in the vicinity, Mr. Rigby?
Business has been brisk, Mr. Holmes. The reports of your brother's accident have been devoured by the public, ravenous for morsels of misfortune.
Fools cannot be educated or converted, Jonas. They may only be exposed.
Ah. Oh, he had to move out of the way so this guy can buy something.
Hmm.
All right. Well, let's talk to Holmes, or sorry, Watson about any of the. Governor, the Raptors on the top hat here. Yes, exactly. I decided
I'm
to
the
change.
governor.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Governor Raptor. Yes.
Silverbridge, Pratt, and Lord Lawton are listed in Kelly's. We'll have to find the others by more inventive means.
Did Mycroft hold specific suspicions of any one of the 7, do you suppose?
Hard to say, but conspiracy implies multiple suspects.
We didn't go to the one. Did we? No, we did because that guy wasn't there and the lady was there. Yeah.
Recommendations, Watson?
Nothing material, Holmes, I'm sorry. Despite your best efforts, I've understood little of what I've seen or heard.
But you have an inclination, surely.
You might assert more of your own presence in the investigation. Yours is the finest mind for detection in the world. I don't believe you have fully exploited the leads that you have taken such pains to develop.
Okay. Well.
Well,
yeah,
look, Watson. We're not asking for a hint here, but dude, we're asking for a hint, dude. Come on, just give us one hint. One hint.
Nope.
One hint? No. Okay.
So, but I think we haven't developed the leads is supposed to be the hint. Obviously, we're supposed to talk to somebody more.
Return to the hunt,
more-
eh, Watson?
As you say,
Forcefully?
Holmes,
I don't know.
return by all means.
I think there is it's not at home for company, meaning they're indisposed. You're right. I think that's what they're trying to go for. He's just kind of rude about it. I'm gonna look for the audience's stage left, since it's typically referred to those burning the production. Yeah, see, that's what I thought too. I think I might just be misremembering, but I always thought the same thing. So I think it is outward facing to the audience, and that's your left and right. Yeah, and then you have downstage, upstage.
Okay. So,
Hello, hey Ross, how's it
what do
going?
we think?
Well,
Because
I would say
any
Lord
three-
Lawton's house.
Where we just were?
Dun.
Since we know somebody's there.
Yeah, try listening at the door. He's right there. Just
More gold, Your Majesty.
Oh, Morgana Ballar, 100 pennies says find these bits, Sherlock. Indeed. Listen. Can you just listen to the door? Listen to music at the
Yeah, the same. That's the same.
Well,
Can
watch
we
it.
just go in?
Yes, presumably Jenkins has the key. Go
Why would you lock an inside door like that?
talk to Jenkins.
I didn't. Maybe now I do. No, I don't have any additional dialogue options.
Hmm.
Can we go upstairs?
Yeah, it's a little loud.
Nope, that's just the same.
That portion of the house is closed, sir. We simply don't have the staff.
Ah. He must have a pretty big property to be like, that part of the house is closed. I've seen houses like that in Cleveland before, but they weren't
It used
mansions.
to be back in the day when traveling was more, time consuming, horse and buggy and all that. Like, the reason why you had big houses was so that you could entertain.
Yes.
So you could have people over. And obviously, if you don't have money to host people, you don't need to maintain that part of the house.
That's fair. The second story is closed, sir. Please refrain from attempting to climb the staircase. The bunny rabbit can be used for magic tricks or an emergency snack. Yes, you're right. It is like a magician's hat, isn't it? I would think raptors would probably like peanuts and corn. Despite them being carnivores, I think they'd still like peanuts and corn. Let's be honest here. It's kind of like a universal thing with most animals. You like nuts, and most of them be like, yeah, peanuts are always a good choice. Oh, here we go.
You find the woman in the painting beautiful, Watson.
Very lovely. I'm smitten.
Control yourself. Note the wedding ring. Mrs. Silverbridge, I shouldn't wonder.
One may admire without wishing to possess.
Your pardon, Doctor.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just looking.
It appears a child has been given the run of the house. Where is the lad?
At school, I should think.
Hello.
Or perhaps Silverbridge himself is of a juvenile turn of mind.
The puerile MP? They certainly act like children sometimes, but I doubt that explanation will serve in this instance.
Fair enough.
Talk of the boy seems to have struck a nerve.
His demeanour changed. But is the alteration significant? He might simply be one of those suffocatingly protective family retainers.
Perhaps, but I think I saw more than duty in his eyes.
Oh, yeah?
Illegitimate child, maybe?
The possessions suggest an active lad. Would you not agree, Watson?
My child's mind envies the bounty. Still, he seems a housebound boy, and that can't be all good.
No.
Suggestions, Watson?
Perhaps Professor Dewar deserves more of our attention. He, at least, is likely to receive us.
You may be right. But Bermondsey is a very large area, and as I mentioned, Mycroft presumably did what could be done for him.
It may be well to ask, given his own experience, how well he did it.
Hey, Scuba Steve 294, thanks for the courtesy, man. You guys do fantastic work. Keep it up. Thanks for saying so.
Is Mr.
Appreciate
Silverbridge
that.
available now?
Still at his labours. Do you wish to leave a message?
No, I wish to speak with him.
He lacks the leisure and inclination to receive idle persons such as yourselves.
I can be reached at 221B Baker Street. Please tell him that I am available at his earliest convenience.
Okay.
Why don't we go to ask Mycroft? Maybe he might have something. And remember, we finally got this lady to let us in no matter what, because she was just a bodyguard. Like, everybody in this game is just, you can't talk to him. Hey, Zin, how's it going?
Oh, wait. The, other guy.
Oh, he's gone, finally.
Mycroft, what about Professor Dewar?
Why did Cain kill his brother?
Yes, I know he's Professor Abel's colleague. I meant, where is Dewar now? Is he in danger?
No, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full, sir. Where was the boy? The man who made it did not want it. The man who bought it did not use it. The man who used it did not know it. What's it? The 9th prime.
Enough of riddles, Mycroft. Speak plainly.
So very difficult to find really decent fish and chips. Buffalo chips are used for fuel in the American West. West of Chelsea, old mothers.
What?
I apologize, brother. I was frustrated. I've got the pieces now.
He has... He has the pieces?
Sorry, I get distracted. I'm assuming there was something important there, it sounded like.
You didn't get distracted. I think we were all listening, and if anybody in the chat wants to try to take a guess as to what Mycroft was, what the hell was he talking about? A grave, he's dead. That's what Bully's saying. Ah, maybe. That's a good point.
Anyways, he was talking about the 9th prime, and I was trying to figure out what the 9th prime number is. It's 23, in case anybody cares, which they don't. But
That 23 is probably his address. Or maybe if it's a graveyard, his lot number. Okay, let's talk about that top.
He has a remarkable mind, Watson. I know where Dewey is.
Well, if you tell me, we'll both know.
In the child's rhyme, the boy lived in the lane. The answer to the riddle is certainly a coffin, and the 9th prime is 19. Dewey's at 19 Coffin Lane. That's over the river at Bermondsey. We can go if you're ready.
Well, okay. Well, there we go. There's our answer, Nick.
I'm armed to do battle with Matron, Doctor. I trust you will support me.
At your service, Holmes. We shall secure Mycroft's effects or die in the attempt.
When Stevenson wrote that there is nothing like a little judicious levity, he might have added, thank heaven.
Yes.
hold on. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13.
Mm-hmm.
17. Wait, no, now I'm off again. I'm way off. 2, 3, 5. 7 is a prime. 8 isn't. 9 isn't. 10 isn't. 11. 13 is. 14 isn't. 15 isn't. 16 isn't. 17 is.
Nick, I think you're right. I think it is 23. I don't think. Well, here's the thing. You're a math teacher, so you should know. I mean, if anyone's going to get it right.
The only thing I can get away with is that if they're counting 1, but usually people don't count 1 as a prime number because it's not divisible by 1 in itself, because it's just divisible by 1. It's like the one weird, like, not prime, not composite.
Of course.
Anyways, I think I may be overthinking this, and we just know where we're going anyways. In the meantime, I guess we have a train to catch.
Ryder says, I relate to this guy. Are we going to talk to this lady?
Matron, we are going to the new ward.
Fine, Mr. Holmes. Disregard hospital policy. Ignore my authority. Have your savage and lawless ways with us.
If that's your idea of being accommodating, your manner could stand improvement.
Well, after everything this lady did, we finally got her to start doing her job. She had all these people coughing in the hallway on each other, and we're like, hey, you should probably move them. And she's like, oh. And then we're like, yeah, if you don't let us in to see our brother, we're going to tell on you. That's basically how we solved it.
Okay, so several glass tubes extremely useful in small-scale experiments are held by a wooden rack. So we have retort.
Yeah.
Glass retort is securely clamped to a cast iron lattice. The clear viscous liquid it contains appears to be a common solvent.
Yeah. Yeah, buffalo and cow chips, when made dry, made for excellent fuel for fires. Oh, okay. That's right. I forgot about that. Oh, man, what are those fun facts?
The desk?
Yeah. I felt like game devs have ever gotten fats wrong. Well, just keep in mind, a programmer had to program this, and they are typically fairly good at math. Usually.
Duar's desk is a simple oak table, a jumble of logbooks, data diaries, reference works, and handwritten notes clutter its surface. Only their author could differentiate the mass of loose paper pages.
Ah.
Okay, so let's start talking to this guy.
Professor Dewar, I am Sherlock Holmes. Mycroft is my brother.
I perceive a resemblance. What do you want?
Dr. Watson and I hope that you might help us with an inquiry.
I've heard of you, sir. We can talk while I work. I'm in the middle of something rather delicate, so you might choose your spot carefully.
Okay. We'll ask him some good old-fashioned questions, I guess.
Have you recently received any unwanted visitors?
None but yourselves. I'm accustomed to working without interruption.
Does your family know where you are?
I'm a bachelor, Mr. Holmes. My whereabouts are my own affair.
How do you come to be here?
Your brother insisted. Said the new formula had gone missing and that he wanted me out of the way until it was recovered. Most pleased to find this place decently equipped with research apparatus.
Formula.
I think an explosive. Possibly the same explosive used.
Mycroft has been injured in an explosion, Professor.
Nothing to do with my work, is it?
His club blew up. The police claim it was an accident, but we believe a bomb was purposefully set, that Mycroft was the target, and that the act was related to the theft of your formula.
Your hypothesis is based on sound data?
It is. And had he been as concerned for his own safety as he was for yours, we might not be speaking.
Hey, how's it going, Epic? I'm just going to be playing with this plutonium sphere and the screwdriver here, Mr. Holmes. Don't mind me.
Yeah, the square. I see your reference. I appreciate it.
Professor, what is the subject of your formula?
While Abel and I were working with the ballistite, that's Nobel's latest, we refined an extraordinarily powerful explosive. It's more versatile and less volatile than nitroglycerine. The strategic implications were obvious, eh?
So you registered the components in compliance with the Foreign Office's Byzantine requirements?
I've made some further modifications that will affect bomb design and detonation velocity, but by and large the formula stands as written.
Oh. So this guy's he definitely made a bomb. It's probably the one. You're right, Nick.
Could you replicate the formula from memory?
Though with great difficulty, perhaps. The formula describes a complex and unique mixture of chemical compounds.
Presumably, the acquisition and manufacture of such materials would exceed the means and expertise of all but a handful of state agencies.
I take your point. No one could build a bomb in the basement with it. Mycroft wasn't felled by my work.
Do you have a copy of the formula?
Oh, Mycroft said something about keeping a copy, but I'm afraid I couldn't lay my hands on it at the moment.
Where is Professor Abel?
He's lecturing in America, preaching to the converted or laying pearls before swine, depending on your prejudices. His family's with him.
The Curious Case of the Demon Core. Yeah, YouTube only alerts me. Yeah.
Can the cause of an explosion be easily determined from its consequences?
Rarely, but with application and the proper research tools, one can often discover the cause from the type of fire, the nature of the physical damage, and the organic consequences.
Dr. Watson discovered some fulminate of mercury, but we exhausted the supply in our experiments.
If the explosion was initiated by a bomb, there is likely to be more evidence of the fact a timing or detonation device, chemical burns, or some such.
That's actually a good point.
No offense, Professor, but I've rarely whiffed such a rank odor.
No offense taken. One man's perfume is another's offal. The smells do have their uses. I believe the neighbours think I'm experimenting with new mixtures of fertilizer.
Contrary to the old saw, ignorance is never bliss, but it may serve a purpose. Professor, could you analyze this spring? I have reason to believe that...
Enough, Mr. Holmes. I see what it is. You suspect it has material importance to the detonation of your bomb. Don't bias the inquiry further. I must form my own conclusions.
Excellent. Very sound practice.
How can I reach you?
Send a note to 221B Baker Street when you have the results.
Oh, nice. We got somebody to look at our stuff.
Do you recognize that penetrating mix of pungent odors, Watson?
Rotten eggs, manure, and household cleaner, I should think. Disgusting.
Descriptively apt, but highly unscientific, Doctor. Ammonium sulfate and certain nitrates are nearer the mark.
Perhaps, but my advice is take shallow breaths or you'll pass out.
Fair enough.
Does he have any more dialogue options for us? Nope.
Turns out you're not allowed to
gonna
strap a
talk to us
demon cord or an
later.
RC card entering the BattleBots arena.
Suggestions, Doctor?
I'm afraid I have none, Holmes. My brain may be frozen. I doubt Sir John Franklin was ever colder than I am.
In any case, the objectives of this investigation are becoming more obscure as we proceed.
And the mystery of Oklahoma City. Just like Toonstruck, yeah. Yeah, we have some mechanical bits from the boom. We did indeed give him a mechanical bit. Oh, the spring, I believe.
Yep. How do...
All right. There's a stove.
We can also touch the stove.
Yeah.
Hot-mode stove is obviously unequal to the task of heating the cavernous laboratory. The coal scuttle is exhausted and the furnace door is unlatched. Stove is no warmer than the room. A penguin might find it a desirable nesting spot.
Ah.
Wait, Spotto? This carboy once contained muric acid. A more recent label suggests it holds organic whey soups. The cap is not sealed so tightly. Is not tightly sealed, so that gas pressure is dissipated. The stench is corrosive and cannot possibly be helpful.
Oh. This guy seems like a little bit messy.
A little. Deep granite basin is a sink for all seasons. As the room's sole source of water, the professor presumably rinses his equipment, draws off tea water, shaves, and cleans his teeth here.
Hey, Mo, I'm glad you like it, Ed.
We have a
I'm glad that
large
it's more
microscope.
confusing.
A full 10x magnification.
That's pretty impressive for that era, I guess.
Okay, how do I leave? I don't see
Maybe the front of the screen?
To the city.
To the city. Okay, you have to take off.
I have to be not only to the right-hand side of the screen, but up.
Yeah, you have to take off. You see, look, there's the science lab is there.
Yeah.
It's right there in the downtown.
There's our corner now.
Yeah, we've been to the loft. Let's go to our house, see if anybody left us a message. Because at this point, we've talked to pretty much everybody, right?
We have.
We've pretty much told everyone to send us a message. Where would we get our messages from? I'm guessing Mrs. Hudson. Would she be coming up here?
I don't know.
No? No messages here. Using a fume hood or proper waste disposal. He's just asking for a Primark pizza. Yeah, exactly. I'm now commanding an island nation into a kingdom bordering on an empire. Well done. Sometimes you just get a multitask. Sherlock Holmes synthwave.
I don't know. Thoughts? I don't know where to go next.
Let's try going.
Obviously, we're missing something.
Yeah, let's go back out.
Let's be off, Watson, while the scent is fresh.
I'm no tracking hound, Holmes, but I know how to hunt.
Yeah, he's strapped. He's ready to go, man. He's not afraid. Remember in the last game, he went in there and defused a bomb that exploded in his face, and he survived. Oh, don't worry. Just at the last second, I jumped down the trap door. We're like, no, you didn't. There was no trap door in there, you liar. This dude is just pretending not to be a god. Talk to Lestrade. You know, you got a point there, D-Moon. We really haven't been back to Lestrade in a while. Although the last
Sure.
time we were there, he really didn't have anything he wanted to talk to us about.
He's like, here, take this.
Yeah, it was pretty common in the novel for Holmes to obsessively poke literally everything until he found a clue. Maybe do that. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Which is more bother, Lestrade being in or being out?
It's a fair question. Seems I'm the only one round here working all hours. Go in if you like.
All right, we will. There he is. Lestrade's like, oh, fuck. Come on.
Will you provide some police protection for my brother?
Don't push, Mr. Holmes. We've had a mutually advantageous relationship over the years. I'd hate to...
Thank you, Inspector. Shall we leave, Holmes?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Lestrade wants to help us. Nope. And that lady is still sitting here. She does not seem like she wants to go home.
Sergeant, might I speak to Lestrade, please?
Of course. Inspector, Mr. Holmes to see you.
Mr. Holmes, Doctor.
Yeah, we didn't really say... We didn't ask permission. We just kind of started talking. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, Lestrade?
Okay. Well, this seems like a strikeout.
So what are we solving, Escarver? Well, here's what we're solving.
So, somebody tried to blow up our brother.
Yes.
We have thus far determined that, yes, somebody did, in fact, try to blow up his Sherlock's brother. We have managed to determine possible motive, something to do with the stealing of a chemical formula for an explosive.
Yeah.
We have possible suspects. We've gone to the houses of 3 of them. I believe there are 5?
There are, and some of them we didn't know where one of them was. Now we have one more we need to find, right?
2.
Yeah.
There's 2 we don't know. There was 2 we don't know, plus the chemist.
Oh yeah, we can also check out our we already. Oh yeah.
I'd like to examine Sir Hubert's body again.
Hey, how's it going?
As you wish, Mr. Holmes. He's still on the table.
We're just over here. We're over here poking and prodding at every little thing we can, trying to find a clue as to who blew our brother up.
Hasn't changed. I feel like smell is new.
Burning hair and yeah, that makes sense. He was in an explosion. Yeah. Oh, Sir Hubert Fortescue, late of the Diogenes Club, made a fortune speculating on coffee. Though he detested the beverage, he drank enormous quantities, which stained his skin. The vaunted energizing properties of caffeine were, however, no match for his constitution. He dozed at least 18 hours a day.
18 hours a day seems excessive.
That's a pretty long time to sleep.
Seems like you have a medical condition.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not a zombie. That's good. I like your icon there, Morgana. That's cool. Little burb. Yeah, we're just poking around the morgue. Let's check his stuff. Didn't he have like a stuff in the drawer back there? At least last time I checked.
I think it was last time.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was Mycroft. No, it was definitely his stuff.
Yeah.
I guess obviously we looked at it well enough.
Ah. Well, I guess we're going to have to go inside there, huh? A fastidious, well-groomed young man occupies the drawer. His toe tag indicates that his name was Jonathan Wilson. He poisoned himself.
cannot amuse yourself at my patient's expense, Mr. Holmes. Your brief from Lestrade does not cover every corpse in London.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We were trying.
Wait.
Yeah, who's this person? We didn't even click on her.
Your curiosity has overcome your judgment, Mr. Holmes. Please do not investigate matters for which you have no brief.
Ah, I see. So there was no point. It's you clicked on Watson. Yeah, I suppose you'll have to. Yeah.
Of course, mode. So obviously nothing new here.
No. I can always see if I can get us a hint if you'd like.
Let me see something real quick. We'll try talking to Mycroft once.
Yeah.
Wait, where is?
What? Probably at his house, if I was to guess. Oh, here.
Sister, what has become of the gentleman in white?
The poor dear is singing in the choir invisible, Mr. Holmes. Popped off without a word, he did.
What's happened here? Where is my brother, sister?
Doctor says he requires complete quiet. Matron has moved him to a private room. I had to report her intrusion, you see. She was displeased. He'll receive no more visitors here, Mr. Holmes. Matron has decreed it.
Talk to her about that. Or maybe Watson?
I won't be distracted by that Gorgon's machinations.
Let us press on, Holmes. I doubt Mycroft could tell us more at present.
His written account is intentionally brief. We could use his guidance and prodigious memory.
Let us not regret what we cannot have. Your mind is equal to our task.
My thanks for your confidence, Watson. I hope it is not misplaced.
Yeah. Holmes is just like, look, let me just be thorough here. Everyone's just like, no, Holmes, you can't come in here. No, Holmes, you're not allowed. Welcome to Pizza Hut, sir. Stay on the other side of the counter, sir. There's no murders back here. Just pizza and brownies. And wings. I think they also have wings in there now.
Matron, what have you done with my brother?
He is safely beyond your reach, Mr. Holmes. You have no respect for regulations or your brother's condition. And you are not above extortion. But I must do my duty. You could put me on the rack, and I would not divulge his whereabouts.
Don't tempt me. Come, Watson.
Let's get the rack. Zin, wow. Zinthar coming out here. He's just like Nurse Ratchet ass bitch. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever seen you swear before, Zin. There's that lady, yeah, Gorgon. Yeah, I know she's not a nice lady. Oh.
Have you noticed any dubious characters hanging about, Colleran?
None but Tallboy and myself, Mr. Holmes. I keep an eye out.
Alright, he's a little bit nicer now.
Have you noticed any...
Oops.
Does my brother ever entertain colleagues and such?
Excuse me, sir, but I don't understand how that concerns you.
Curious, Colleran, just curious.
Well then, to satisfy your idle curiosity, very rarely.
Colleran, we'll just nip up for a moment. Want to check a few more things.
Very well, Mr. Holmes.
Yeah, let's go on. See, look, as I said, everywhere in this game, someone's just like, you cannot enter this room. Oh, wait, Nick. I just remembered. We have that letter we quite literally never deciphered.
Oh, true.
We just been sitting here like, wow, talking to whoever. We just totally forgot about that letter. It's in her inventory somewhere. The slightly damp puzzle disguised a set of instructions which were apply water to the paper.
Got that one. This is...
Oh, yeah, he's already read all these. Yeah, we don't know where Bledsoe is. That was another name. That was the name we were looking for. Working in Coffin Lane, typically obvious. Oh.
What? Did we actually read this?
Yes, Holmes did.
Save for the yellowing. Digest. Okay. Two critical persons who removed the formula and why did the committee move to quash the investigation?
It's because it's magical explosive.
Okay. So Lord Dennis Lawton, we've been to his house. Silveridge, been to his house. Sean, whatever. Fanshaw, Bill Bledsoe. Okay, so there's 4 of them.
Yeah, we don't know where Bledsoe is.
Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And or Fanshaw for that matter.
Well, we were at somebody's house and they were out.
Right, that was a yeah, some lady. Are the candies really candies or carefully disguised samples?
Oh, and then we have the clerks Pratt and Whitney.
Okay.
And Agnes Ratchet.
Yeah. Okay, well we now know that. All right. What about the letter that we just? Oh, I think that was it, Nick.
Okay.
Scroll
I thought
down.
there was some sort of.
Yeah, it's that one right. Not that's the second one. Yeah, I think that was it. Oh.
That was the one that telling us to check the book in Greek.
Oh, we just solved the thing. Yeah, we totally bypassed that entire puzzle. We just somehow clicked on the right order of things. Yay us. If you're going to play this game and you solve the puzzle the hard way, yeah, sorry, we just bypassed that. Yeah, exactly. Watson does have his weapon with him.
Pleased to have seen you, Mr. Holmes.
Suggestions here.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, Trent Allen? Okay, hit the run with a cold stun. Stone Cold Stunner.
And Silverbridge.
Well, Silverbridge wouldn't let us. Let's go to the. Let's check the loft.
So this was this place. And I'm assuming nothing new. No? Can't go back there. Wardrobe. Wait.
What are you thinking, Nick?
Can we show something to somebody?
Maybe? I've never really seen her as a...
Well, I was wondering if, like...
Yeah, blowing my way past puzzles by accident. That doesn't always happen. A lot of these games, I get kind of, like, stuck because I'm like, what answer am I not seeing? Or is it a clue they only showed me once? Which usually is, like, a mixture of the two. Sometimes it's just a clue that popped in and out. You want me to just go to the universal hint system, Nick?
Sure.
It's not your ordinary walkthrough, just the hints you need. UHS-hints.com if you guys are ever interested in finding out hints for any of these games without spoiling yourself. It's actually super helpful, and we've used it on occasion. And they do have like support. They've been around forever. I remember had these guys on floppies at one point. Anyway, let's see. How do I convince Pratt's landlord to leave us alone? Talk to her exclusively until all your conversation choices are done. Then talk to Watson and do the same. return to talk to Matilda. So do all the dialogue options.
Okay, we've done that in the past.
We'll just do it again.
Okay.
You can just click through it.
Have you had any recent word of Pratt, Mrs. Mason?
Not a syllable. No doubt he's idling some.
Just do the first one. And,
Oh.
Yeah.
Has Pratt
I'm hardly as.
And then you just do his.
anything worth?
This what?
She's no
She has
proverbial.
No. So there's probably something in the room you haven't seen yet.
What could I possibly not?
All right. Hat pin.
I see the hat pin. Have looked at a hat pin. I can't seem to discover anything to do with the hat pin.
Oh. What about going into the bedroom? That's the way out. Yeah. I think the bedroom's on the left, isn't it?
So that's the door, like that's the exit.
Oh, so that hall in the back must be the bedroom.
The archway
Well, let's go back there.
to the other room. And we tried to do that on the last stream.
Nope.
And she yelled at us saying that, you know, she'd show us around this room, that she wasn't going to let us go into his, basically bedroom, essentially.
Yeah, where's your revolver? Yeah, that'll get her to leave us alone. Although it might get the constabulary to show up, but it'll definitely let us have enough time in this room to look around. That would be a very quick Sherlock Holmes mystery. Nobody lets him in, so he just pulls a gun until he searches the whole room. And he goes like, all right, well done, and he leaves. And then they just call the police on him, and he's just like, I've solved the murder, though. All I had to do was just hold a bunch of people at gunpoint until I got what I wanted. The gun detective. Did you think you found everything at the club? We did, actually. I don't see anything else we can do here because everything we've talked to her about, unless there's something in this room you haven't looked at.
I don't think so. Like, hovering over it, I think we've either all clicked on it
Deal table?
in
Yeah,
the past or clicked on it today.
Yep. You've clicked on it today in the past. A saddle. Canvas. Mobile. A locked door. And then another canvas. There's no arrow key movement, so I can't get us out that way. Yeah, Nick, I don't know, buddy. This seems like not a great hint, if I might say. I believe we're currently in a position of not being able to do much with this part of the game. So why don't we go somewhere else?
Okay.
May I leave my card with you?
I'm not his personal secretary, Mr. Holmes.
Nor did I presume it. Perhaps you could send a note to 221B Baker Street when he returns.
I suppose I might. I'll tell him you were here.
I would be grateful for your trouble.
Let's see here. All right, well, we've tried that guy.
We can either head to Lord Lawton's, which is a guy who's in financial trouble, or Silverbridge. Which we think?
Let's see. I think Lawton most likely.
Okay. Nothing new there.
Try. Oh yeah, gift card.
One of your cards will suffice. I'm not making a collection.
Okay, so we did give him a card already.
Okay, well, what about asking Watson?
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, a Tintin game. That'd be kind of cool. Have we tried Fire? We have tried Fire. Here's the thing. Cool, another game like the train game. Master Mayhem. Well, this game is a lot harder than the train game, because at least in the train game, we kind of had an idea of what we're trying to do. Let me see something, Nick.
Yeah, go for it.
Why have
Want of
I'm sorry.
I'm just like, let me in. Yeah, I don't know, man. Everything that we are doing seems like we are missing something somewhere. This is one of those games where if you miss one single clue, you're not allowed to continue. What are you thinking, Nick?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we ever tried one of them.
Ah.
Glasms are particularly cloying and vile combination of mentha pepperita. The medicinal peppermint has become a desirable confection, is a hoax perpetrated by candy manufacturers on children.
So he doesn't like
okay.
He doesn't like mint. We got it. We do have the letter from the inspector, but it doesn't allow us to just walk into people's homes. All it does is it allows us, because if we were allowed to use it, we would be able to click on it. It would show us a button for show. There's a random hoop. Examine that hoop, Nick.
Oh, we can examine it now. Oops. Oop. Yeah, this is the place with the child.
It's a child's toy. Rolling a hoop on the ground with a stick requires certain motor coordination and an ability to find pleasure in repetitive motion. This hoop is nearly new and not much used. I see.
I was hoping that was like the missing bit of the information that we needed to unlock some tragic backstory.
Yeah, we tried the stilts out. Like, yeah, no. Let's get down from their homes. All right. Well, let's go back to 221B Baker Street and see if they left a letter for us.
Okay, I suppose since we don't have any other better bits of information.
All right. Door time. Yeah, let's see.
Everything all right with you, Jonas?
Can't complain, Mr. Holmes. And if I did, who would listen?
Too true. There's so little kindness in the world.
No messages yet, huh? Yeah, we tried talking to the newspaper guy. I don't see any new
Maybe we
pictures.
just need to go back to the chemistry guy? I don't know. There might be something else I can do. Because we have the clock too. The
Yeah.
clock face. Maybe I need to
Utilize?
gasogene? What the heck is gasogene?
Oh. Time for a little bit of soda water. Ah, that was nice.
Okay.
We're
I
not
have an
entirely
idea.
certain. What do you think?
I have an idea. We're gonna go back to
Come
the
along,
chemistry lab
Watson.
quick.
The game's afoot.
Quite so, Holmes.
Okay.
had a
Holmes
thought.
has a better relationship with the newspaper guy than the whole rest of the cast. Yeah, I know. This is a point where Holmes just doesn't have seen amount of drugs. I agree. Try talking to this guy some more. Are those bullet holes? Yes, that's... Holmes was trying out a way.
Professor, have you made any headway with that spring?
I'll get to it as I'm able, Mr. Holmes. Please excuse me.
Okay. So basically, no.
No.
I apologize, Professor. Please forgive my carelessness.
No matter. Nothing there of great importance.
Interesting.
Obviously, literally nothing of importance since we can't even pick up the piece of paper.
Apparently, it looks like we just have to go back home.
Okay.
Apologies, Watson, but I must retire to Cocaine Cave for meditation, and I may deduce the solution there.
So, I just don't know what we're supposed to be doing. Obviously, we're supposed to be doing something.
I think that you have been doing pretty good so far. Go to your room. Maybe there's something in your room now. We've literally done every single thing we could think of, man. Nothing. Oh, the cough syrup, the heroin cough syrup? Yeah, you're right. If the game was 2 feet, it might have been able to move. Dang, alright, you're right. You are absolutely right. Nick,
Yes.
we must go back to the lab.
To the real lab or our lab?
No, the real lab, not ours. Our lab is just
Okay.
a chemistry set with very dubious people running it, but yes.
Okay. Back to the lab then. As he slowly makes his way across the room,
Yeah.
and then
It's time we
Carry on.
the only problem, like this, like animation of like the whole like take the jackets off to put the jackets on kind of like thing every time we go in or out just gets old after a while.
Yeah, you kind of want to skip it, but you know, they have to do it proper. They worked really hard on this, Nick. How dare you?
What did we miss?
Check inside the stove. Oh, we didn't open a stove. The furnace is free of...
You recognize this document, Professor? It was in the stove.
No. Deuced strange storage place, but it's safer than most. I never light a fire. Mycroft must have put it there. Put it back, won't you?
Oh, well, let's take a look at this piece of paper. The wax seals were never truly secure instruments, and today they are little more than vestiges of traditional practice. Complex chemical notations and mathematical formulae are printed all over the entire page. The content can only be explained, understood, or verified by an expert. Oh. Perhaps.
So there's our formula.
That won't do, Mr. Holmes. Put it back, please. It'll save me a lot of work.
Well, why don't you ask him about it, or Watson, somebody. Wrong lab, Croc.
Is that a copy of your formula, Professor? It appears to have your mark on it.
If it does, it's mine.
Have you had your tea today?
Aye, numerous cups. Heat them on the Bunsen, you see. Very handy. Care for a biscuit?
No, thank you. I have no appetite.
I don't eat. Ask Watson. Maybe he might be able to... Never mind. He's just having a bit of a cough. An official document. There's a number beside the insignia of the government patent office. The two ends are sealed together wide. So there's the formula.
Okay, so we have a formula, or we know where the formula is.
Indeed.
Um,
All right. Well, there's one piece of the puzzle solved, Nick. All right.
Cool.
We now have that.
I don't know what we do with it.
We're doing so good. Anyway, let's go to Lawton's house. Take a look at the butler. Accepting the powder on his trouser, accepting the powder on his trousers and the blue stain between his left thumb and index finger, Lord Lawton's man perfectly represents the public image of a butler. Ooh.
You've been having a good run at the table?
Decent. I'm playing defensively. Left his lordship without much to shoot at. He'd never win a game if I knew the diamond system.
Please inform Lord Lawton that this is not a social call. We have critical business to discuss with him.
Very well, Mr. Holmes. That may make a difference to him.
Just the same thing, huh? Now,
Do we
you just go up
wait,
go
or-
up the stairs.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't us.
No, my lord, I will not. Do you require constant supervision, Mr. Holmes?
Sorry, just curious.
Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, my lad.
Oh, we got him. We got one suspect that'll actually see us. The game of bodyguards everywhere. Everyone's got a bodyguard, a doorman.
My position requires further reflection. Billiards is fascinating, don't you think?
Save your game, Nick. This is pretty far. This is the first.
True.
This is the
We
first
haven't
guy.
saved in a minute.
At least it isn't full on Sierra logic. You're right. It's just we didn't think to look at the butler. Because that's now we will, now that we know that. We will definitely, at every point in this game, be looking at every person we see. We made that mistake with a couple of other things earlier. He is quite short, yeah.
At my brother's request, I'm looking into the disappearance of the formula from the ministry.
And as a courtesy to your brother, I interrupt my leisure to receive you, but you abuse civility. The committee eventually judged that so-called disappearance to be unworthy of our attention, evidently not dissuaded by our good sense. You come here to waste my time.
I could understand it. After investigation and due deliberation, you had concluded that nothing untoward had occurred. But such was not the case. Why was the inquiry so precipitously and inconclusively terminated?
I won't be cross-questioned by you, Mr. Holmes, on this or any other subject.
Take a look at him. The Viscount Kilgren, scion and sole direct descendant of Anglo-Irish nobility, is a liberal member of the House of Commons. The scandal rags report that a series of fiscal misadventures and gambling indiscretions have reduced him to want. Despite his stature, he has a small reputation as a ladies' man. Yeah, Nick, you can take over that.
Ferret posings cannot conceal the fact these two persons are Lawtons. Their clothing suggests that they are too old to be siblings of the present lord, but may be his aunt and uncle. We got built-in bookcases surround the fireplace. The library appears to be a conventional collection of classics from the history of Western civilization. All volumes appear to have been printed by the same publisher. The books are papier-mâché models of Saint. Of Saint, cleverly positioned for verisimilitude. What became of the real books that stood here? Lord Lawton cares about books, but not so much that he needs to keep the real article.
He has a bunch of fake books.
The books are all one piece and cannot be removed.
Ah, I see. It's just fake books.
Subject's resemblance to the other male portraits in the house mark this worthy as a Lawton. However, his informal clothes, laughing eyes, and twisted lip give the impression of a country outlaw. He may have been both.
Ah.
Whist table? Whist is a card game. Think. If the burns which pock and mar the oak wood surface of this old-style whist table are any indication more than the immediate Lawton family played long rubbers here.
Indeed. Good old game of long rubbers.
An enormous billiard table with beautifully lathed mahogany legs dominates the room. The master builders at cough have used a single piece of
Braunschweig
plate for the plane surface to ensure a true roll.
Braunschweig and Wasseldorf.
Tin of pulverized, unscented talc sits on the table. The French powder absorbs excess moisture and reduces friction so the cue slides smoothly across the player's bridge hand. Move the table?
It should have been.
It should have been obvious.
Yeah,
Oops.
you
It
go
should have
ahead.
been obvious that the table cannot be shifted by a mere mortal. The elephant that supplied the ivory for the billiard balls would have difficulty moving it.
Oof. A talc.
I know we can use the talc. I don't know why we can use the
It's
talc.
for your hands.
Okay. Use. Okay.
Are you aware that Mycroft has been injured in an explosion?
I'm sorry, but that's hardly my affair.
I think an attempt was made on his life. The blast was related to the disappearance of the formula.
It's the nature of your business to think so, isn't it? Conspiracy theories are mother's milk to the consulting detective.
What? How dare you, sir? Built at the Edison Works in America some years ago, this early gramophone poorly reproduces music that has been poorly recorded on tin cylinders.
Are you purposely offensive or merely obdurate?
It is not my intention to be either. But if I am, it does not concern me. You have no position, no standing, and no authority.
Oh, so he thinks.
Do you recall that gouty old fellow from Hampshire, Watson? Kept gerbils?
I do, Holmes. His affliction was so advanced, we swore he could chalk his billiard cue with his knuckles.
Very economical, I suppose. We know Lawton doesn't want to talk. We don't know why.
An accurate, though not particularly helpful observation.
Has the subject closed his mouth? He may be more forthcoming on less volatile topics.
Besides which fork to use with the fish course?
A touch, Watson. A distinct touch, for all his information may be worth.
Well, you see anything else that we need to be doing?
No, the only thing I could think to do is maybe talk to the butler again.
Let me do it, oops.
Huh. For some reason, he doesn't like you.
Oop.
Show.
The fact that you are Mycroft's brother and that he wished to speak with you appears unarguable. It is likewise immaterial, inconsequential, and no concern of mine.
All right. Let's go. Yeah, let's go talk to the butler. Maybe he might be able to. Yeah, take a shot. Maybe. Yeah, it's probably what it's for. D-Moon. Hey, take care, Digiman.
We can speak to Lord Watson again, but I don't know that would do any good.
Try talking to Watson.
You've remarked, I imagine, that Jenkins is devoted to billiards.
Indeed, the quantity of chalk dust on his waistcoat bespeaks a pathological compulsion more than a relaxing diversion.
I wonder if I might somehow use his devotion to the game.
Oh. I see.
Like,
Well, we were able to go in and
have anything billiards related.
All right. Well, I guess we can go back home. Maybe now we'll finally have a message from somebody.
Yeah, we can try.
Does the butler look any different? I mean, I can't tell the difference.
Well, actually, you know what? First.
What? The middle-aged butler, whose accent and bearing bespeak of an origin in the Yorkshire Dales as plainly as a parish certificate, guards Silverbridge's inner sanctum. He has all the marks of a trusted family retainer of long standing.
Nope, nothing new there. Okay. It was a thought.
Indeed. No messages yet? Damn. How long does it take to look at a spring, man?
Well, you know, he's very busy with his other chemistry, I'm sure.
Oh, knock. Knock.
Come in, Mrs. Hudson.
Oh, boy.
It's from the yard, Watson. Listen. A body pulled from the Thames at the Needle is not the usual type. Conventional identification impossible. Ticket stubs from the Whitehall line suggest a civil servant. As you aren't currently engaged, you might find it diverting. I would welcome your assistance. Respectfully, G. Lestrade.
Oh.
Very civil of him. He wants your help.
Well, we won't throw it away. Keep it for a rainy day, but I have other fish to fry.
No, we don't.
No, we don't, Holmes. We don't have anything.
Let us resume our investigation, Watson.
I'm prepared to follow you anywhere, Holmes.
Indeed. No, look, we're going to go out there.
Because I'm betting this is one of our 7.
What? How do you mean?
So there's... Mycroft named 7 potential suspects. There were 4 ministers, 2 clerks, and I think 1 random other person may or may not be on government as well. Anyways, I'm wondering if this is one of our clerks.
Which is more bitterfect?
Fresh out of fish, Holmes.
I need details of the corpse you hauled from the Thames, Lestrade.
Middle-aged, on the thin side of average, shot in the head, cavernous hole, dead before he hit the water.
The crime was witnessed?
No. A riverman may have heard the shots. He found the body by the Needle. He'll collect half a crown for the corpse. Claims to know nothing about how it got there.
You believe him?
These river chaps are a dodgy lot. He'll volunteer anything that turns a profit and nothing that won't. But I don't think he did the murder.
Ask him more question.
Where can I find this worthy?
The body's at Bart's, not a pretty sight. His face is gone. Can't even tell what colour his eyes were. The rest of him's all right. Hadn't been in the water long.
I was referring to the riverman.
Ah! Needham's his name. Constable on the scene took all the particulars. He's at the Needle. You remember P.C. Roach?
I've been trying to forget him for years. Still adrift in a sea of paperwork, Lestrade.
I'm drowning, Mr. Holmes. Going down for the third time.
Any more information about the corpse from the embankment?
Nothing you don't know about. It looks like a random robbery and murder. Much obliged to you for looking into it.
Indeed. Set fire to the pool table. That'll get him off his guard. Morgana Ballar. Exactly. Dopes goes like this. Corpse was soggy, Holmes. Pratt or Whitney?
Where is Needle? I guess Cleopatra's Needle. Okay.
Okay. Here we are. Just take a look around. Oh. Look at that fog.
Constable, it's Sherlock Holmes. I'd like to survey the scene. There's a murder inquiry hereabouts. You know Inspector Lestrade don't tolerate intruders at our investigations.
You'll have to show him the summons.
You can read, can't you, Roach? Lestrade has requested my assistance. No need to be snide, Mr. Holmes. I'm just following orders. Following orders, the last refuge of the immoral and the inept. What's that?
Let's Oh no, you could. I was gonna say, let's look at Cleopatra's Needle.
Oh.
Nearly 70 feet high, this red granite obelisk has been erected by Heliopolis by Thutmose III in 1475 BC. In the decades since it came to London, its intriguing hieroglyphic inscriptions have suffered corrosive damage from pollution. Yes.
Darn English ruined everything.
Oh, a gaff hook.
Your predilections notwithstanding, I will examine the scene, Constable. I don't like interference, Mr. Holmes. I'll be keeping an eye on you. Might try to make me look bad. That wouldn't be difficult, but I have better things to do.
In the murky light, the polished granite stairs glisten with the patina and moisture from the polluted fog. In places, there are suggestions of something other than coal dust. Interesting. I see the thing kind of floating there too, Nick.
Yeah.
In the bottom. I think that's what it's going to be. It's kind of faint.
I see a convenient hook here to grab with it.
Permission or no, Mr. Holmes. You've got no use for that hook. Don't mess with it. It weren't used to retrieve the body.
Like, it's right there. Stiff hickory pole is attached by a clip to the wall. The business end of the pole is an iron hook. It is in skillful hands. It can be used to catch a landing line or even snatch a child from the river. See that silly thing right there.
What's the, oh yeah, an embankment.
Completed in 1870, the Victoria Embankment extends from the Houses of Parliament to the city. It is made of solid granite and holds back the wildly fluctuating tides from the Thames left bank.
Yeah, let's talk to Watson. Maybe he might be able to give us a little bit of a hint on
We're
what's going
having
on
to
here.
distract Roach.
Yeah, for real. We're just trying to do some crime scene crime.
Ismail Pasha's gift looks hauntingly mysterious in this light.
And you can't see the damage wreaked by coal dust and the climate. A decade in England has mutilated the obelisk more than 3 millennia in Egypt. It's sickening.
The dolt called me an intruder. Can you credit it?
He's either ignorant or intentionally insulting.
A little of both. The moronic and the abusive are evenly matched in his character.
He's standing right there.
I'm sure Lestrade would be stupefied if you've discovered anything of interest. I applied my eagle eye to the area. There's nothing here. Better light might reveal more, and the skills of the investigator are not unimportant. Precisely why I'm on the case. There's men for the job. I know a crime when I see it. Very sly. But I doubt your vigilance will be rewarded. Who's to say? I'll be pushing off soon for my tea. What can you tell me about the crime, Constable? Why Lestrade needs you is beyond me. Seems like you're always begging information from us. As you haven't solved the case, perhaps you might humor the inspector and simply answer the question? The victim was shot at close range by an unknown assailant. Probably happened nearby and recently. The body ended up in the river. A wherryman fished it out. That's it.
Anything else?
Where might I find the wherryman? Body's name is Needham. Jesse Needham. Lives off the Aldgate High Street. 6 Half Moon Passage. If you're planning a visit, consider a firearm. The inspector always takes a pistol east of Bishopsgate.
Yeah, when the cops are telling you to bring a gun, that's pretty serious. Hook. Thank you very much, Dino.
I know. I want to.
Let's be off, Watson. I didn't really want to be here anyway.
We came here for good reasons, Holmes. Official rudeness or incompetence does not diminish their validity.
Well, he won't let us use the hook. We want to just use the hook.
Permission or no, mister.
All right. We can't use the hook. Very well. We'll just leave. All right. Let us leave.
Nope. Okay, how do we leave?
Exit.
To the city.
Yeah. Maybe now we can find out from Lestrade.
Tax collector.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Rider of the Winds. Thank you for the courtesy. Oh, Needham's hook nose and ruffled head are reminiscent of Dickens' fictional bird of prey. This raptor is real. His dark-hooded eyes roam the small circuit of his cage. They rest momentarily on a spot near his squalid cot, and then dart again. Damn.
Tell me about the corpse you pulled from the river, won't you?
I told the old Bill what I knowed. I was sculling near the Whitehall steps when I heard pistol shots. A little later I comes across a fresh stiff floating face down. I put one and one together, hauled him up from the Needle and waited for a copper.
These steps are a good bit west of the Needle, and the tide was running out to sea. You were lucky to catch up with the body.
If you've seen the body, you got an odd notion of luck. The police were satisfied.
Have you done army service, Needham?
I wouldn't say no to the Queen's shilling, but I never fancied work on land.
The Navy, then? You were a sailor?
Never. Bunch of ponces in uniform, couldn't navigate a drainage ditch. Seen 'em struggle in the Deptford Reach, just running with the tide.
Wide Sherlock walk, yes.
Forget the fable you told the police. I think you witnessed a crime on the embankment.
I saw naught.
Nonsense. You were close by. With no experience of small arms, you identified pistol shots. Whitehall is too distant to hear distinctly, even over water, and from there you'd never catch up to a body moving on the tide.
That's just talk. You know what they say, talk is cheap.
It depends on the subject and the speaker. The police might find my argument pure gold.
Tin more like, or I don't know, PC Roach and Inspector Lestrade.
You have a point.
Shoes. Wait, look at his shoes. Oh, a pair of serviceable black leather shoes, not recently polished and in need of resoling, dries by a fire. The shoes are not particularly good quality, but they are incongruous here as a pair of pink silk ballet slippers. Oh, I could say. Looks like there's not much to them. Yeah.
How did you come by the shoes by the fire? They don't look to be your size.
Things from the river are like gifts, and a poor man can't afford an exact fit.
From the river? A pair? That was fortunate. My guess is they were attached to a man's feet.
As he'd lost the need for 'em, I figured to lighten his load as he passed over.
Very kind of you, I'm sure.
Interesting. Can you examine them closer? No? Can you ask him more about it? Oh, oars, huh? Oh, the stained and splintered oars of Needham's Weary are precarious companions of his life, nearly old enough to have propelled a Roman galley across the channel. They are the means by which he ekes out his living. Very well. Empty and unlabeled bottles litter the floor. They once held a gin of an extremely inferior character. Without evidence identifying Needham as a miniature shipbuilder, one may surmise that the bottles are refillable. I see. No one's going to straighten the picture frame? Just like move it over just a little bit. Put it back. Go ahead, Nick.
Given the aquatic provenance of many of the room's effects, this imitation turner was probably rescued from the Thames. Modern Londoners have not abandoned the centuries-old habit of tossing the ephemeral and the unloved into the flowing refuse bin. Sheesh. Irregularly sized windows are randomly inserted in the smoke-stained plaster walls. Those windows that have not been covered with tar paper are dirty and emit little light.
Yeah, well, you know, I wish I could, Evan, but I don't think they're going to let me. That was very dramatic music for shoe inspection. Yeah, I had to turn it down. I was like, all right, just going.
An antiquated seaman's chest sits at the foot of a simple cot.
Ugh.
Its splintered lid and corroded metal fittings render it unfit to fulfill the purpose for which it was intended.
What do you think you're doing, mate? You got no business here.
All right, let's talk to him some more. And also Watson, too.
What were you doing on the river, Mr. Needham?
Trying to earn me brass. Man's got to work day and night just to live in these hard times.
Yeah, try Watson now.
Have you noticed, Doctor, that the East End reduces life to basics?
If you mean it appears a mere struggle for survival, Holmes, I do.
Hobbes was right, I fear. Existence on these terms is solitary, nasty, brutish, and short. What do you make of the environs, Watson?
Very little, Holmes. Being here is singularly depressing.
Quite. Not 3 miles from the Houses of Parliament, the storied amenities of the Empire appear a very different thing.
Why don't we go look at the body, Nick?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's
probably the next obvious thing to do.
Again, the guy they were talking about is 2 feet away. Yeah, I know. He's just right there. He's just like, you're supposed to like infer that it's a secret. It's like a stage thing when actors are on the side, instead of actually whispering, they go, "Hey, Watson, don't you see what that guy's doing over there? I do see him, Holmes." That's, a stage whisper. But instead, Holmes is straight up like, "I believe he's just he's quite a detestable man." I could say, "Oh, there's another dead body. That one's turned over upside down." Let's have a chat.
We must stop meeting like this, Dr. McCabe.
I'd prefer a chin wag at my local over a pint and game of darts, but I doubt that's quite in your line.
You might be surprised. Inspector Lestrade has asked me to help identify the body that was pulled from the Thames. Is he on the slab?
I wish Lestrade had informed me of his intention. You know my practice in these matters.
Oh yeah, show him the thing, I suppose. So that way he doesn't think you're lying, of course.
Lestrade's missive suggests a problem of identification. Is it real or apparent?
Very real. Extremely difficult case from his point of view.
Oh. Oh.
What can you tell me about this victim's cause of death?
The formal cause was a massive cerebral hemorrhage. The efficient cause were bullets of large caliber fired from point-blank range.
Drowning and suicide can be dismissed then. I've been experimenting with ballistics. You have the bullets?
Useless fragments. I disposed of them. The large pieces must have passed through the cavernous exit wound.
Might I examine the body?
I know your methods, Mr. Holmes. Observation is your watchword.
Its corollary is that without knowledge, observation and deductions are worth nothing. Currently, I have very little knowledge. I hope to amend the deficiency.
All right. Yeah, I think it's that one.
Oh yeah, extremely thin male, form average height is stretched out from the autopsy slab. His legs are covered with gray, rough wool blanket of the type commonly used by the medical examiner's office and the police. The front of his head is not distinguishable as a face. Yep, that would be him.
Yeah, I see that, Demo. Oh. A red rose attached to its thorny stem is skillfully engraved in the victim's buttock. Drawn to scale and brilliant colors of the tattoo startlingly contrasts with the unnatural pallor of the victim's otherwise unblemished backside. The rose tattoo, Nick! We found it! Let's give a whiff of that ass. What the fuck? Why?
I don't know, but the stench of polluted Thames and the smell of cordite. Oh, that's... detect whether the victim wore a discernible cologne or smoked a particular cigar. Oh no, cordite would probably be from the, being shot. Never mind.
Yeah. Rose butt. Yes, exactly. Rose butt.
Corpse lies prone on the table, indicating that McCabe has completed a conventional autopsy on the victim's viscera. The victim's face has been obliterated, replaced by a raw, gaping wound. Only a portion of his clean-shaven mouth and chin remains whole. Huh. Well,
we found the name of the game, the first time so far.
Doctor, did your examination reveal anything else of interest?
Well, his lungs were in deplorable shape. Tobacco, I should think. Alcohol had begun to ravage his liver and kidneys. I would characterize his general condition as dilapidated.
Have you ever seen a tattoo like this one, Doctor?
Never. Not the usual subject matter. Anchors, lions, dragons and such.
Indeed. A delicate Tudor rose, the emblem of England. A unique design, colours and placement, overall quite remarkable. He wears the rose of youth upon him, the bard says.
I've always been partial to Antony and Cleopatra.
One bullet would certainly have done the job, Doctor. Thoughts?
The killer was a vicious psychopath.
Likely, but incomplete, I think.
If you say so. My interests are with the victim. Yours reside in the murderer. I prefer my work.
Yes, can we see the victim's effects, please?
Could I see the victim's effects?
You know where I keep them, and it's only the clothes. He came in without shoes, and his pockets were empty.
Indeed. Most peculiar. Most interesting.
Yes, we're not surprised at all. The guy we just interviewed just straight up said, "Well, I got to make a living," and just took everything. Yeah, let's search through all these clothes, man. We gotta find this thing.
All the pockets have been emptied and turned inside
There's
out.
a hat on the floor. Oh.
Victim's ready-made suit, size 36, is of decent quality. Still damp from the Thames, it shows considerable wear at the seat and elbows. The watch pocket of his waistcoat is torn. His conventional underclothes and socks have been repeatedly mended and darned. The shirt and frayed collar are blood splattered. The soft, well-crowned hat, size 8, made from fine gray felt. It is from a De Groot's a la mode of Johannesburg. Aside from some dust on the brim, it appears nearly new.
Nearly new. Yeah, let's take a look. Oh, we're just gonna take it. All right.
I'll sign for the hat, Doctor. I'd like to take it with me.
Yes, Mr. Holmes took the hat. That was very responsible of you.
Dr. McCabe, please inform me if your examinations divulge anything of further interest.
I will indeed, Mr. Holmes, and vice versa, please.
You may depend upon it. Anything of significance, Watson?
Lestrade must have been desperate to call. How are even you to identify the unidentifiable?
My vanity believes he considers me to be the highest court of appeal in detection, but more likely I am his last resort. A highly unusual, if not unique design. Comments, Doctor?
I will defer to your judgment, Holmes. I can't recall seeing anything like it in your monograph on tattoos and scarification.
I have some thoughts, but they can wait. Now, what do you make of the hat?
An extravagance, given his other clothing. Perhaps it reflects his ambition.
Interesting speculation, Doctor, but wrong. The hat does not belong to the victim. I believe it belongs to the man who killed him.
You will clarify that convoluted hypothesis at some later time, I hope.
Oh, I guess that makes more sense.
It does.
What do you make of the victim's sodden garments, Watson?
Hardly a careful dresser. An office worker, I should think. Insurance, perhaps, or a banking clerk.
Excellent, Doctor. But what of his tie?
What tie?
Exactly, Watson. Where is his tie?
Oh. That's a good point, too.
Observations, Doctor.
Undernourished, reasonably well-formed, white male, age between 30 and 40. No obvious physical abnormalities. Nicely shaped hands, showing no recent history of manual labour.
A description that might fit 200,000 men in Greater London.
You would add?
He was right-handed, an occasional painter, oils I think, suffered from dandruff and smoked heavily.
I see the ink on his index finger and paint under his nails. The dandruff is obvious, but I see no nicotine stains on his fingers.
Nor do I. Note the discoloration around what remains of his upper lip. That is not a powder burn. I assume he used a holder, or perhaps he smoked a pipe.
I think it's that guy that has been missing for a while.
Yeah.
The one at the apartment, because he got all those oil paintings. Also, yeah.
Why do you think the killer used 2 bullets, Watson?
An accident or fluke. There may be no cogent reason whatsoever.
Nonsense. It was intentional. He wished to complicate identification of the victim, but the killer also told us about himself. He wanted to punish as he killed. Why, I wonder?
That's grotesque, Holmes. Perhaps incompetence was the reason, or panic. You always suspect the worst of people.
It is a matter of no small regret, Watson, that many of my low, mean-spirited suspicions turn out to be well-founded.
All right. Check the drawers in the back too.
We got yelled at last time.
So? Look, every time we don't do anything.
You cannot amuse yourself at my patient's
Yeah, don't tell us what we can and can't do.
Has anybody come to view this victim? Or any of your cases?
No recent visitors, Mr. Holmes. Not many seem to have your interest in the subject.
Okay. Well, we've been at this for a little bit. Oh, yeah, we've been at this for 2 hours.
Yeah. Let's go.
Shall we save and call it a night here?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this will be a good time to stop. All right, everybody. Well, that was Sherlock Holmes and the case of the... there's Naresar. Case of the rose tattoo. The first time we've actually seen the rose tattoo. So
Yes.
Hopefully we'll actually...
Name drop complete. Now
Yeah,
we just need
exactly.
to figure out what the heck it is.
Yeah, we just got to figure out what to do with it. So, yeah. And, thank everybody for hanging out with us. We're going to be back again on tomorrow for the end of Ultima 2 with Hatt. So, we will hopefully be beating it tomorrow. Thanks a lot, everybody, for hanging out with us here on this game, and we'll see you next time. And have a good night. See you later.
See ya.